Hey guys, good news. The wife clerk got in contact with the ape clerk. The ape clerk, Mr. Eggy, was the young man thrust into the center of the Hibagon phenomenon. Hibagon, Japanese Bigfoot, tasked with heading the newly created ape department of Saijo Yuki Town Hall, tasked with taking sightings, liaising with police and university research teams, giving interviews to the media, and so on. 51 years later, Mr. Eggy still gives his time, experience, and wisdom as ape clerk emeritus. He will always be the ape clerk. We have an audience with the ape clerk. Mr. and Mrs. Eggy have invited us into their home next week. Next Saturday morning, my family will be ringing on this same doorbell, just like Fuji TV here, and we will be sitting down with Mr. Eggy. Now, I want to thank him for his decades of hard work. I want to give him a copy of my book. I want to take a photo with the great man. I want to ask him about 1,000,000 questions, maybe 1,000,000,000,000,000. I don't know how much time he can give us. I don't know how chatty he is. I get the feeling by watching, he's watching TV, he's kind of boisterous, and I don't know how many questions I'll get to ask. One thing I want to do is ask Mr. Eggy if he would accept an honorary title and membership, but an honorary title as advisor to our group, Team Hibagon. But we need a name, especially for our field research crew, which right now is me and my wife and our young daughters. But this is important. Listen, I was metal detecting once on a beach, and a young mother and her daughter were watching me, very interested. Well, I motioned the little girl over, and I showed her what I was doing. I let her help me. The mom and the girl loved it. Now, we got to talking, and the mother had assumed, because of my age and appearance, that, well, I must be a professor from some university doing science. That gave me an idea. So I want an organization name on a lanyard from the dollar store, and some kind of pamphlet explaining what we're doing with Mr. Eggy's name on it as, say, advisor. Mr. Eggy's blessing, Mr. Eggy's name, could give us access to private property, access to interviews, access to City Hall, maybe, access to archives, maybe, who knows. But this is how things are done in Japan. Everything is about who you know, and more importantly, who knows you. I taught my daughters to salute every policeman, every police car. Stand at attention, face them squarely, and salute. Snap it up, hold it. The cops salute back, or not. Maybe they don't see you. All right, when they go by, snap it down. The police love it. I can be in the 7-Eleven with my girls, and a cop is in there getting his lunch, and he comes over and says hello. Well, why do I do this? Well, for one thing, I'm teaching my children who they can run to if they're ever in trouble. And, well, you know me. Some of my hobbies get me into dodgy situations sometimes when my wife isn't around. So if in future I ever have to deal with the police in their professional capacity, whether because of urban exploring or technical trespassing, or digging where digging isn't expressly permitted, or just for looking suspicious, or say my girls have to come and get their dad out of the drunk tank one day, the cops already know us as friendlies, friendly foreigners. That friendly old man foreigner and his friendly cute little girls who always salute us. Right? It's insurance. So this is one of my questions to Mr. Eggy. Would you please be our advisor, now and in future, if we make any discoveries? I think he will agree. And then I can be a bit bolder because I'll be going out with his authority, no longer as simply weird foreigner, weird outside foreigner, but Mr. Eggy's weird foreigner, Mr. Eggy's insider foreigner friend. Okay, so I need your help. 1, if you can, suggest a good name for an international Hibagon research group. I've thought of HOMO, Hiba Organization for Monster Observance. I think we can do better, something more respectable sounding. International Society for Hibagon, something like that, with a good acronym if possible. You guys can be really creative and funny, so please help me out. And the Emperor is going to be the honorary head of this group, the honorary Grand Poobah. In fact, I'm going to dedicate my next book to the Emperor and send a copy to the Imperial Palace. Number 2, give me questions to ask the Ape Clerk. I won't be able to get to them all, so I'll have to prioritize. No question is too obvious to suggest, because I'm forgetful and I have my blind spots, so suggest your questions. I'll ask as many as I can. And give a round of applause, please, to the Wife Clerk for arranging this amazing opportunity. This is going to change all our plans. Time with Mr. Eggy is more precious, more important than anything else right now. If he gives us all day, I'm staying with him all day. The mountains and the Hibagon will still be there next year. With people like Mr. Eggy, we don't have those guarantees. Not with Mr. Eggy, not with me. So all plans are kind of out the window, and we'll just have to see where we are whenever we leave the Eggy's house. Okay, that's your update. Your big Daddy Hibagon size update. I'm Kyle for Hibagon Japanese Bigfoot, and 3 cheers for the Wife Clerk. Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'm having a great weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.